How are you, everybody? This is Nurse Mike on another episode of Nurse Talk. We have a different setup tonight. We have a great guest, and she's my good friend for many, many years. Actually, we went to college with her, and I seen this lady grown so much, right? And she's been some adversities as well. And we're gonna talk about today about how she overcome those challenges and mindset. She's a nurse. She's a giver. She's a lady of faith, and she's an entrepreneur as well. By the way, let's welcome Nurse Gisella Vasquez here.
Thank you so much, Mike. It's such a pleasure to be here this evening and to, be in front of you all to share my story. But I'm excited because, it's true. I've known Mike for such a long time, actually. Ever since I was, 17?
By the way, 17.
Yeah,
Shout out to our school.
Yes, it's a Doctors University.
Nice. Okay. By the way, shout out to all the nurses out there, Filipino nurses, and all of the nurses around the world, right? Thank you so much for all you do. And let's go ahead. I know Gisella. What can I say about Gisella? She's full of energy. She's full of passion. And she's full of ideas. And I always tell my friends and my fellow entrepreneurs that Gisella has a very powerful energy. How he built relationships with people, not only business owners but high identity people. And I've seen you, G, for the last 12 months. You're doing a lot of great venture. You've been helping a lot of businesses, big businesses that you're helping them grow and expand their operations. But maybe you want to share about that, what you've been doing for the last 12 months.
Well, I think yes, of course. So obviously, I'm in business and finance. That's my main thing that I do. But it's also opened doors to other opportunities. And I always find myself drawn back to the healthcare industry. But today, it's very interesting because the world is changing. How technology, even the cryptocurrency industry, is really tying into how the way healthcare is going to be moving forward.
Nice.
So you're right, a lot of ideas, but a good friend of mine brought me on board with her company. You know her name is Abby.
Yeah, Abby.
Yes, and she's been in the healthcare industry for over 13 years. But what she's creating, which I fell in love with, her vision is a total care, total wellness ecosystem. Where everybody is involved, and so from the watch, from her, so the new trends in technology that are affecting healthcare nowadays is one of them is the RPM watch, which is a remote patient monitoring watch, where imagine, Mike, where you can monitor somebody's vital signs. The doctor, the physician can monitor somebody's vital signs, and it's linked to their back end, cloud.
Okay.
So the doctor doesn't always have to be there present, but you have, as a family member, you have peace of mind that maybe your mother, your grandmother, or somebody that you care for is being looked after. Because we all know, working in the United States, everybody's busy.
Busy, right?
And because of healthcare costs, it's very expensive. There's not a lot of opportunity for family members to be at home with their family all the time.
Correct. And you're providing actually a peace of mind for them.
Yes. So that's one part of the ecosystem, but it's a whole ecosystem where it ties into exercise, where it ties into different data collection, where things can be faster, more streamlined as far as when it comes to your health.
Nice.
Okay.
As we always says, health is wealth.
Health
right?
is definitely wealth. Yeah.
That's amazing, G. So how did you lead into that? And what's your vision on healthcare aspect?
So when I was young, I've always been a dreamer. I've always had a lot of wild ideas, imagination, where I'm gonna change the world. I'm gonna make an impact.
That's true. But by the way, you're actually doing that, because you have a lot of ideas, but I really know and believe this is applicable, and you're ahead of the game. With how you're contributing to the team, and to the community, your idea that you're putting in is way advanced. That sometimes like I think, how did G came up with this idea, right?
Well, first God plants the idea in your
That's
in
true.
your heart and in your soul and your mind, and then you just cultivate it with people that you come across. But
Wow.
maybe we
Okay.
can go backwards before we go forward, because so that your guests can understand a little bit of how I got to where I am, because it was not an easy road, I would say.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Not only you, but I know a lot of us as well. And you're built for that. There's a reason why you encountered those experiences. But go ahead, G. Yeah, as I said, I've known G for many, many years. But you might want to share, G, what's your challenges and how it leads you to opportunities.
Yes.
And maybe especially our Filipino nurses or all of our nurses that we're helping now, that we could learn and maybe prepared on this and maybe apply it to their careers or their life.
Yes. So I just wanted to share a little bit about myself so that you all have an idea where I came from, how life was before, being where I am today. Because whatever has happened in your past actually makes you who you are, right? So my story, my life story, basically, I was born in New York. My mom is a doctor. My dad is a master mechanic at Lexus, and me and my brother.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Me and my brother were only 11 months apart. So, living in the United States, having 2 children, very young, without any help, that's very hard to do,
Correct.
right? It's hard when nobody's really teaching you how life is supposed to be, right?
Exactly.
So they were just trying to do things just to do things that they thought was right. Like, working 2-3 jobs. My mom worked nights, my dad worked days, and they were just trying to figure life out, like a lot of people today, right?
That's true. Like everybody else.
Yeah. So they decided to move to Florida. We finished school, elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Then my dad made a decision one day and said, you know what, I want to take the whole family back to Philippines.
Wow.
Because
That's
he
a
was,
big move.
and it was a big move because he was tired of, working for somebody else. Because he had a boss, right? Somebody still controlled how much he made, how much time he spent with his family. And he was tired of, being one of the hardworking employees there, that he had to still ask somebody for time off, right? Because somebody still controlled his time.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So he decided to bring us back home to Cebu, Philippines, where he put up his own business.
Okay.
And that's where I finished high school.
And eventually nursing.
And college. But the thing is, I didn't want to be a nurse. I didn't want to be a nurse in the beginning.
Wow. What makes the move?
So I wanted to actually be a chef and own my own restaurant.
Chef?
Because
Wow.
I love to cook and I love to eat.
Me too.
No, don't we all, right?
Yeah.
But my mom told me this and it really stuck with me. It stuck in my head. And I was like, man, she's right. She said, a nurse can always be a businesswoman, but a businesswoman can never be a nurse.
Wow. That
And
is so powerful.
It is.
Thank
and I
you.
was like, she's right, So
She's right, yeah.
So she, her being a doctor and my family coming from the medical field on her side.
And your brother is also
Yeah, my brother's a doctor.
now. Nice.
It was only natural for me to actually be a nurse, and I fell in love with it. I finished college, which I honestly don't know how I survived, but
I know.
it was hard. I look back,
It's hard.
and I applaud a lot of the nurses that come from the Philippines, because you're really hard. We are hardworking. If we can get through that, you can get through anything over here.
Exactly.
I'm just letting you know that for sure, because it wasn't easy. There was pre-test, post-test,
Correct.
clinicals. Like we really have to.
Wow.
Like when you go to school in the Philippines, you're gonna. Although it's it's a different world
And the clinical
here.
hours too.
Yeah, it's a different world here, but if you can do it there, you can do it here, because
Easy.
it will be easy for you to adjust
So much easy.
in the hospital and
And
stuff.
on the nurse licensure exam as well.
Yeah.
It's easier for us to pass it.
Exactly, because they built, I feel like the nursing school in the Philippines really trained and built the nurses for, to handle anything.
Anything. Wow. That's why we are so
Yeah.
proud of our.
And that's why a lot of people, like
Nurses.
hospitals, they always look for Filipino nurses.
Exactly.
They love it.
Exactly.
They want
They
Filipino
prefer.
nurses.
Is it Filipino nurses?
Yeah.
But hey, shout out to all the nurses are great, by
Yes.
the way. You know, it just happened to we have more nurses that are Filipinos, especially in the United States. But there's a lot of you know
Every nurse,
yeah,
I would say every nurse, you know.
people that's growing
Yeah.
in the industry.
So I came over here, right, and didn't know anything, didn't know much. I started to work one job at a facility, small facility. I didn't have any experience, no
You
experience.
just come in and
Yeah,
you
and I
know,
learned
Give me
everything.
work.
Yeah, I learned everything from my first preceptor, which
Okay.
was Dina and
Dina.
Marjorie. And I learned everything from them, the ins and outs of how nursing is in America. And it was not that bad. It was not that bad when I first, but I didn't realize that was not the real deal, because it was a facility. Obviously, I always wanted the hospital that I wanted to always work at is at City of Hope, but I could not get in because I didn't have any experience.
Yeah, but you
Eventually, after you know, working hard, trying to get a promotion at, you know, go from bedside nurse to charge nurse to supervisor to assistant DON, you eventually gain the knowledge and you gain the experience that once I did apply for City of Hope, which loved it. I worked in the ICU because it was fast paced and
Correct.
everything was happening. You know, I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're working so much, right? When you're young, I was 25, 26. When you make money, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with your money? You want to spend it, right? The more you make, the more you spend. So I was at a point where I didn't know what I was doing with my money. I thought I was doing all the right things, putting away money in my 401k, saving money.
Same with me.
Yeah,
Same with me.
traveling. You know, I would work hard, but then party harder.
I remember that, G, because
Yeah.
I used to work at some point, I used to work 3 jobs, right? All the shift, give me work, and we'll do it. And you know, that's why our Filipino nurses comes in, because we can always work, right? And we've been wanting this. Like back home when we're studying, this is our dream, right? This is the opportunity we got. So when we come here, we just work. We don't even complain, right? So that's really true.
Yeah, and especially because a lot of my family, they're not here. So I would when any other nurse would want vacation and on a holiday, I said, I'll work for you.
I'll work for you.
You know, I'll take the double shift or work the 24-hour. Nobody's available because, you know, I didn't have family here. It was only me. So I worked 3 jobs, living life, thinking I wasn't
Wow.
invincible, that nothing would happen to me.
Same thing,
You know, that nothing would happen to me. That one day, you know, I woke up. I was on my way to church, actually, and we were actually on our way to see you and Marlon. We're having a team gathering
Correct.
in Chino Hills, and I got into a very bad car accident. Less than a
remember that.
mile from the house. I got T-boned in the intersection.
By the way, you're young,
I was like 20.
and you didn't expect that.
Oh no, you don't expect waking up and then, you know, you're gonna get into an accident, right?
Wow.
And I got T-boned in the intersection, right? Misaligned my spine. If I showed you my X-ray, you would totally be like, wow, how is she walking right now? Because it's like totally like this way, or you know, my spine. I had a head concussion because my head hit the window when the impact happened. My seatbelt yanked me back down.
Wow.
So my head hit the window. 6 months after my accident, I actually got diagnosed with chronic seizures.
I remember that. You know, that's
And I would
hard.
faint. I would faint like out of nowhere. You know, and it was scary. I wasn't able to drive for about 2 years because I was on medication. I was under a lot of medication, Soma, Lyrica,
Wow.
all these things, and I didn't realize it when I was going through it. But I can look back now, and I was actually depressed. You know, I was depressed. I was lost.
Wow.
You know, when you think that nursing is, because that's all I knew. That's
all we knew.
My life breathed nursing. I wake up 12 hours every day for 16 days, have 10 days off, go back after to the hospital. That's all I knew. I didn't expect my life would change, basically. And a lot of people thought, you know, I was dead, because I'm the type of person that is very like, I'm bringing people together. I'm so happy and jolly
I
that
remember that.
that I locked myself in my room for a good 8 months. And a lot of people don't know this, but if it wasn't for you and for, Gigi, I don't know like what I would be doing right now. Or because I remember before I would tell Mike, I'm not gonna drive. And the office was only 2 miles away, and I'm not gonna drive. I'm just gonna stay here. He says, "Why do you have to be such a party pooper? Why? I'm gonna pick you up, get dressed." I'm like, I'm not gonna shower because I don't want to be around people. Because I was, I was going through emotionally, like, what am I gonna do with my life?
Wow.
Like, if I can't work as a nurse,
wow,
who am I? Right? That's my mindset through that time. Plus, with the medication, kind of go a little crazy, but I don't know. But I was just really lost, and yeah.
That's why, that's why we come to a point that we're really passionate about teaching nurses. We have classes and we have events that, hey, it's not only nursing. We love nursing, but we need a backup plan. We're really passionate about the 1099 opportunity where we empower nurses and your families that, hey, there's other ventures there. You can grow as a nurse, like the same with our advanced practice nurses, that they could evolve, they could go back to school, and maybe they could start something, right?
Yeah.
A lot of opportunity, and maybe G, you can share with them some of the opportunities there that probably they could work remote, maybe they could empower themselves. I know you have a lot of ideas, and I'm excited to hear about that.
Yeah. So basically, I was at a point, just to kind of transition a little bit to how I got to all these things, because maybe there's some people out there that, they might be going through something tough right now, and I want to let them know that it's not the end of the world. If something you're going through right now is really taking you a step back in your life, there's so many people that care about you, that love you, and there's so many opportunities. You just have to believe in yourself, and
True.
Sometimes we gotta just get out of our own way, because I was in my own way a lot of the time, right? So,
and that's really hard, G. That's wow. Can you imagine, like, you had an accident and you're thinking your career was over, and thank God you're alive. We're family, and come to a point that all these medications, right? You gotta lock yourself to your room, but you get over it, right?
Yeah.
And you came back more powerful and strong.
Yeah, I believe that, God tests you in your life for many, many reasons. If the test keeps on showing up and you haven't figured it out, then he's gonna keep on doing it until you figure it out.
You're not learning.
Yeah, you're not learning, you're not growing.
True.
So it kept on showing up. And so it took a big situation for me to change my ways, because he knew I was meant for something greater.
And I kept calling you, by the way. By the way, let me share this with you, because when you are venturing into something or growing your career, you need consistency and you need to be persistent. Maybe you want to share, G, how
Mike was very persistent, because every month he would call. And then to the point where I kept on saying I'm busy, even though I'm not busy, right? I was just, going out, having fun. I actually blocked him on Facebook, so he doesn't see that I'm partying, because I would tell him that I'm busy, right? I said, Mike, I'm busy, and then I said, you know what? He keeps on checking, like messaging me on Facebook, asking when can we meet so I can share something with you.
That's true,
right? And the point where I blocked him, and one day, I don't know what it was, when he called, I said, okay, I'll listen. And that day actually changed a lot of what I was thinking in that moment. And it's funny how when people are down, that's when they're open to things.
Correct.
Nobody really says yes when they're up, because I was living life, having fun, right?
Not until
something happened.
Something happens. That's why I always tell everybody, like, do things while it's easy. Do things while you're healthy, when you're able, right? And don't do things late, right? So
yeah, that was before my accident. I remember, I think I asked for a day off, and my boss said no. And then I said, and then it made me say yes to when you called. So when I met with you and Jeff and Michelle and what you taught me that day, I was like, man, I should have came sooner.
Wow.
Because
What's the turning point there?
Yeah, because I thought like I was doing everything right? I was working hard, making $200,000 a year, but paying a lot of taxes because I didn't know what I was doing actually. I wasn't doing all the right things. Half of that went to taxes. I'm single, didn't own a home, have no kids. When you make that type of money, it goes back to the government.
Oh, by the way, we just finished our event. We call it the Power Moves event. It's an empowerment event we had in Fountain Hills, Arizona. We have speakers and mentors that will guide people, and it's really useful for everybody, who attends. And they're excited for the year for them. It's exciting year for them. And we have more events coming up, by the way. We will invite you, and we're looking forward. Maybe some of you could learn from that and join us also. All right?
Yes.
G, you've been through there. You came out strong. And what are your advice right now, especially with the pandemic? With the pandemic, a lot of people are looking for other avenues. A lot of nurses now are maybe some looking for ways to grow themselves, maybe have some time, maybe they're looking for something that they could own their time as well. What are several options that you could recommend, that you see, that you can recommend?
So, a lot of times nurses think that they don't have options, right? So I want you to know that there are multiple options for different opportunities in your nursing career. Not saying you have to stick to bedside nursing. There's nurse consultant. There's you can work for the state, quality control. There's nurse entrepreneur, where you're putting up your own business. I've seen on Instagram and on social media where there's nurses that have been very successful, such as nurse coaching. They do life coach. They become a life coach. They sell products on Etsy.
Correct.
Where it relates to nurses. Actually, for travel con, for travel nursing, one of the ideas that I put together, and it's still there, but I haven't really marketed it yet. But it's a niche for t-shirts. You can, as simple as t-shirts, you can sell on Etsy with a niche of, I love to travel. I'm a travel nurse, something like that. There's a nurse that I saw on Instagram, right? That they're actually selling like even lip gloss, but it's
just clips. That's simple clips for ID clips.
Yeah, the ID clips that are creative, and a lot of people buy it. Yeah. So it's just getting outside of your comfort zone and thinking outside of the box, being creative. Tap into your creativity. There's a lot of things you can do in the medical field or outside the medical field, but it just boils down to what are you most passionate about. And because you have your nursing license and you're in the medical field, because of what's happening in our economy, the amount of baby boomers that are either getting sick, they're passing away, they're the richest and wealthiest generation amongst all of us. And the challenge that they face is that they don't know what to do with their money, or they're experiencing a lot of chronic illness. They're so anything that follows or is in demand from that generation alone, you think about it. That's why the home cares or residential care is going to be a big business, is because there's a demand and there's a need.
Correct.
It all ties in together, is because we want to empower people to live a better and healthier lifestyle, but also be in a position where they can build wealth and be able to build a legacy.
Correct.
So that's, in a nutshell.
What you're just doing, right?
Yeah. And that's
By the way,
it's a lot.
How can they contact you, G? So
I'm very active on my Instagram versus Facebook, but I do have Facebook. It's Gisella Marie Vasquez, but my Instagram is Gisella Marie Vasquez _ and
right here.
Oh, where? Here, there, okay, and somewhere on the screen. But yeah, I share tips on about your 401k, or like how to get out of debt, how to specifically for nurses, because I I know how you feel, right? I know the struggles that you go through because I've been there before. But at the same time, you know, I was in a point in my life where I lost everything.
Wow.
You want to,
Imagine,
yeah.
Imagine you're so busy working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, making over 200,000 a year, and even your income stops.
Oh, that, yeah.
You know.
That happened.
What runs through your head? Are you in fear when that happens?
When I was, okay, when that happened,
reason,
I'll be honest.
The reason why I'm asking that, because I'm in the same situation when I was working and never think about me, you know, stopping working and eventually stop income, right? Yeah, and also, G, we went to this event. That's event for travel nurses, and I think they could probably relate on what we're trying to share, because you know a lot of them maybe need more information how they can get themselves protected, their health, and their family as well. So we encourage them to join on our events to really just to learn from us, and there's no commitment. And when I sit down with Gisella last time, I'm really been persistent, because I believe and understand the value it could provide to others, because it has given me some value, a lot of great value as well. So, you know, eventually become a business owner for many years now, and we're looking forward to grow more leaders, right? Educate more leaders, and maybe, you know, grow with us, you know. That is the exciting things about this Zoom era now. You could always grow yourself, probably your income, or maybe a business or your career, working from home. I was doing advancing my nursing career online. I was in Australia, and I'm in school for 6 months remote, right? And I know now, gee, there's a lot of opportunity now working remote, you know.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
Yeah. This is the new way of business nowadays.
it. Are you excited?
I'm excited because you can be in 10 places at one time, and you're like, I haven't even touched on like where it's going, you know, where it's going with the metaverse and this whole virtual reality. It's crazy. It's crazy, but we are living it today.
Wow, we're excited for you.
There's a lot of things. There's a
for us
lot
as
of
well.
opportunities out there, guys.
So, guys, imagine this. Wow, amazing story. Going back, Gisella has a great, you know, adversity, and look at her how she went back, you know, come back strong, and now she's helping a lot of individuals and maybe, you know, entrepreneurs as well, that maybe could learn from her, or she can grow with her.
Yeah.
Excited.
And that's what really makes me happy at the end of the day is if my story can help somebody, or if, you know, can inspire you to do the things you really want to do, or get outside of your comfort zone, or, you know, take that leap, or dream again, or, you know, be the person that you're meant to be. I just want you to know that there's hope in the world.
Wow,
That's
amazing. What an amazing episode today, and I hope you guys learned from us, and I learned from Gisella here, and Gisella already gave her, you know, how you can contact her, your company as well, maybe learn more about, you know, what she's doing, and we're excited for you, Gisella.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we're looking
you.
forward to be doing more things with you, maybe with your company.
Yes.
So thank you, guys. Oh, by the way, guys, thank you for your support. Don't forget to follow us on our Green Door, our Facebook group, Nurse Mike on our Nurse Talk. And by the way, G, you want to invite them?
Yes. Please follow Green Door. Great company. You know, great people to work with. They're basically your family away from home. They'll take care of you, support you, as far as, you know, guide you to the things that you need to accomplish, especially if you're migrating here to the United States. Great company to work with and be a part of. So join their Facebook group. Stay tuned for big announcements and events that they're going to be having. And
maybe Gisella is going to be part of those events, so you can learn from her further.
yeah, like I said earlier, you can find me at Gisella Marie Vasquez _ on Instagram. Follow, like, share, and I hope to meet you guys soon.
All right, we're excited for you. Thank you, guys. And have a great year for everybody, and good luck. We'll see you soon on our next event. Bye-bye.